Okay, so we just got done with really the main thrust of class material was get some definitions down and about what chemistry is about, what molecules are, atoms, and so forth. Remember, molecules are made out of atoms, not the other way around. Ions are charged atoms. We had names and for and formulas for molecules, compounds, ionic and covalent, and know how to go between between the names and formulas. That's going to be important because we're going to use it now and when we go over reactions. Okay, so I'm going to give you a general overview what the next couple of weeks is going to be. There's going to be some videos obviously you're going to have to watch, and then there's going to be worksheets, and let me go over those what the videos and that you're going to be watching. And the right, so the first thing is that you'll be introduced to reactions in this YouTube video. It's 43 minutes long, so prepare for yourself. Take notes if you can. Right now, yeah, just it'll be available to you. So what it's going to do, it's going to introduce you to what chemical reactions are, things like product and reactant and so forth. And it'll show you about balancing and the reasons why chemical reactions take place, and something called oxidation and reduction. So this will really set you off and then start talking about chemical reactions. There'll be one particular chemical reaction that I talk a lot about in this first video. It's called combustion of alkanes. Keep an eye on that because that'll be the first type of chemical reaction you will have to actually be able to balance and work with. Okay, so make sure you watch how I balance, write out the chemical equations and the word equation and balance equation for combustion of alkanes. Then we're going to get into more specific types of reactions. So the first one was alkanes, which are covered here. Second type would be called single replacement, and there'll be two types. And the first one would be metal, plus you'll take a metal and add it to an ionic compound, and you'll see that in this reaction. This video is important because it actually tells you why single replacements take place, okay, and the interest behind them, and why they're important. Okay, so let's pay attention to that. And then it'll show you how to write single replacement reactions, the word and balance chemical equations. And then from that, you'll also be talking about things, what things get oxidized and reduced. And you're going to have to be able to do all this. So you have to write the word equation, balance equation, and what's oxidized and reduced. For 110, your test will be multiple choice, and you won't actually have to write things out, but you'll have to determine, maybe you have to write them on your own, and to figure out the questions on the multiple choice. Okay. All right. I'll go over that when it comes to it. Okay. The third video is a little shorter because it gets more specific. It talks about a different type of single replacement called metal plus an acid. So what we can do, what we can do is replace the acid ionic compound with an acid, and you'll see that. But one of the things that this video talks about acids and what they are. Okay, and also writing these reactions and so forth. Okay. The final type reaction that you'll talk about is called double replacement. So there are three types of reactions. There's combustion, alkanes, and then there's single replacement, and there's two types. And then there's double replacement, and there's two types of those, precipitation and acid base. Okay. All right. So, so there you go. So actually the first video is going to be the longest, and then you can see how these go. All right, and then I am going to give you post in the sidebar a attachment with problems, and and they're not okay. They're not assigned problems. They'll be for you to do. I will. I don't know how many there are. Maybe like 15, and and I've also given a link to the answers to the problems. I made PowerPoints for each one of the problems. So I would suggest you learn how to do the problems on your own as best you can from the slides, and then listen to the videos on how to do them. Now, a temptation would be to just jump to the problems and do the problems, and not worry about the other videos. But on the on the tests, there will be questions from each one of the videos. It'll be specific from the videos. So so it will be required to know what the lectures that I give about this material, as well on how to do these problems. So all this stuff is gonna be put out now, and this will take us probably to almost the beginning of October. So again, pay attention to the announcements, and there might be a series of little quizzes and not just one giant test. I kind of like doing that. That way, it's you can pay attention. Just like I might just give you a quiz about the first lecture and so forth. So, but pay attention to that, and pay attention to pay attention to announcements. Again, on my syllabus, I said a syllabus is subject to change. Really, the announcements are where you're going to learn, where you get firsthand what you need to know and what you need to do. All right. Okay. Hopefully that helps out.